This perfume exudes luxury in every drop. It's one of the most intoxicating fragrances I've ever smelled. If I had to pick one perfume that smells truly, truly expensive, like regal, I would say this one. This is one of the best fragrances you can find out there. It smells super duper expensive. The dent doesn't lie. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Giselle. I review perfumes. And if you're one of my loyal returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for your loyal support. Today, I'm going to review fragrances for spring that smell expensive. So if you're interested in learning more about these fragrances, stay tuned. So the first fragrance I have on my list today is Royal by The Harmonist. I don't know if you're familiar with this house. Their vision is to create balance through scents. All of their fragrances have a science behind as to how to combine and layer them. It's an amazing house, definitely worth exploring. They source the highest quality ingredients. All of their fragrances have an oil concentration between 26 and 36%. I'm not an affiliate. I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm just giving you my candid opinion about the house. It's a house I truly, truly respect and love. And this is one of my favorites. I love iris in perfumery. This is a very special iris, quite different from the typical iris scents. So gorgeous. It's so good. Iris usually tends to be powdery or lipsticky or waxy. I picked a little bit of that lipstick here, but very subtle. It's also powdery, but not powdery like in an old makeup case or like baby powder, nothing like that. I think the powderiness here not only comes from the iris, but also from the carrot seeds. This fragrance has carrot seeds, and usually carrot seeds are used in fragrances to substitute for orris. Orris is the root of the iris, and it's extremely expensive. It's very buttery, very creamy, also powdery, but it's definitely way more expensive than carrot seeds. So we have here iris and carrot seeds, so you can expect a powdery fragrance, ultra feminine, beautiful, sophisticated. It is slightly creamy as well. It has sandalwood in the base, and I think that creaminess is actually coming from the sandalwood. Absolutely stunning. It's one of the best iris fragrances you can find out there. Iris is one of the most elegant notes when it comes to florals as well. You may like it or not, you don't have to like it, but we have to give credit when credit is due, right? And iris it's one of the most elegant floral notes by far. It's a daytime or nighttime type of scent, ultra sophisticated, ultra chic. Honestly, I don't know why this fragrance doesn't get more love. People usually stick to, the more hype ones, but trust me, if you like iris, you should definitely try this perfume. You have to like iris because this is an iris perfume, 100%. But if you enjoy purple floral notes like iris or violet, this one is a must try. It doesn't have violet, at least not that I know, but it's an iris fragrance, front and center. It's very beautiful and absolutely intoxicating. Highly recommend Royal by The Harmonist. The next fragrance I have on my list today is Sweet Morphine by Ex Nihilo. Guys, this fragrance is so good. It's one of the most intoxicating floral fragrances I've ever smelled. And I love florals. I have many florals in my collection, but this one, the dent doesn't lie. It's absolutely beautiful. It's pretty intoxicating. It has an incredible sillage. The sillage this fragrance lingers in the air for hours. It's incredibly long lasting. It's really unique. I mean, it's a floral fragrance, undoubtedly. When you smell it, you might think, okay, I smelled this before, but it has more to do with the scent profile than with the scent itself. To me, this is a pretty unique fragrance. It's sweet, it screams spring. Although it's an all year round fragrance, I also wear it during the winter. In fact, I bought it in Germany during the winter last year, and it was freaking cold. However, I loved it. I fell in love with this fragrance, and I wore it during my entire trip, and it was super duper cold. So I can tell you for a fact that even in cold weather, This perfume performs incredibly well and smells absolutely divine. Let me spray it on my skin. It's so beautiful. It's very sparkling, it's dewy, it's bright, it's juicy, it's fresh, it's not heady at all. There's no white florals here, so we don't have the narcotic heady component typical from white florals like churros, neroli, orange blossom, gardenia, nothing like that. It's really intoxicating. It has iris and mimosa in the heart. Mimosa sometimes can be almondy and slightly green, and I think this is where the freshness is coming from the mimosa, because the oil is extracted from the flower and from the leaves. And that's the reason why mimosa also has a green nuance. Very soft, very light. It's here it's more fresh than green, I would say, and you won't get the almondy aspect here, but mimosa sometimes can be a little bit almondy. It's a beautiful floral note. Mimosa can be similar to iris in that it's also airy and sheer. Iris is more powdery, definitely more powdery, but it also has that sheer and airy component that makes fragrances extremely feminine. And even though mimosa and iris are powdery notes, it's not your typical powdery fragrance. Even if you don't like powdery fragrances, I still highly recommend you to try this one, because as I said before, the powderiness here, it's very subtle, and actually you will get more of that in after the top notes evaporate and the fragrance transitions into the core, into the middle notes. There is when you will get more of the powderiness, but later it settles into a patchouli, vanilla, and vetiver base, where you won't get any more of that very soft powderiness, or if you get some, it will be very soft. But it's an incredible fragrance. I think honestly, if you like floral fragrances, this is a floral fragrance, no doubt. So you have to enjoy florals, but we don't have white florals here, so there's nothing very heady or very narcotic or even headache inducing, nothing like that. I also love that it has patchouli in the base. You will get a little bit of the patchouli, so you have to enjoy patchouli, but it's not really prominent. So even if you don't like patchouli, you might still get away and like this one, because it's really soft. However, it's strong enough to give this fragrance depth, and it's also what I think grounds the fragrance and makes the fragrance completely linear. So if you like the opening, you will keep on smelling that throughout the entire lifetime of the fragrance, with a few other notes as the fragrance starts to transition. But it doesn't have different facets, it doesn't change dramatically, it really doesn't change much, except for a few notes that the composition starts developing as the fragrance transitions, as I was saying. The next fragrance on my list is Paris by Chanel, and it belongs to the Les Eaux private blend. This perfume is so good, guys. It's so beautiful, so chic, so feminine. It's so nice. I bought it in Paris, and for that reason it reminds me of Paris. Not just because of the name, but I bought it there when they first launched it, and I have very nice memories attached to it. You know, that's what fragrances do. That's the beauty of this industry. That's actually the beauty of perfumes. They're very evocative. Paris, it's a floral woody fragrance, very strong patchouli. The patchouli is very present. However, it's not a dirty fragrance. It's a very sheer, very translucent type of scent. It's a rose fragrance, rose patchouli fragrance, but the rose here is not dark. It's not a jammy rose. It's not a juicy rose. This is, how can I put it into words in a way that makes sense to you? So let me say that if I had to choose a color to represent the type of rose we have here, it will be a pink rose with cool undertones. It's not red, it's not burgundy, it's not those typical dark roses. This is a pink rose, a feminine, girly pink rose with cool undertones. This is the type of rose we have here. It's really beautiful. It's super chic, it smells very expensive, perfect for spring. This fragrance, I think it's disruptive for what the typical Chanel fragrances are. Usually Chanel fragrances tend to be classy, maybe for a more mature audience. I love Chanel fragrances. I absolutely adore Chanel fragrances, but I've heard people talking not nicely about Chanel perfumes because they smell like grandma. There's nothing that I hate more than that term. It's so negative. It carries so much negativity. I can't stand that. There are so many ways to refer to a fragrance that doesn't smell modern, but anyway, I'm not gonna fix the world. That's not the point of this video. But what I'm trying to say is that this perfume is completely different from the typical Chanel scent. I have a lot of Chanel fragrances. This one probably is one of my favorites. It's really, really beautiful. And I think that considering this size of the bottle, because they only come in this size, I think it's a 3.4. I'm not quite sure honestly, but it's definitely a big bottle. And I think considering the size, how much fragrance you get, I'm not gonna say it's a great deal, but the price, I think it's pretty fair. The fragrance is very long lasting. Surprisingly, I never expect this fragrance to last this long. It lasts 6 good hours on my skin, and that's without even overspraying. It's very feminine, very chic. It's one of those fragrances that you may want to wear when you don't know what to wear, and you know for a fact that you're gonna smell good and you're gonna feel polished and put together. This is the type of scent we have here. It's very effervescent. I love this fragrance. It's so invigorating in the opening. It's pretty citrusy. It has lemon, it has tangerine. I'm gonna put it here too. Very invigorating, as I was saying, especially in the opening. Lemon and tangerine burst really subsides as the fragrance transitions. So if you don't like citruses, don't get discouraged, because that zesty and citrusy opening lasts just a few minutes, and then the fragrance starts to transition and it settles into a floral core where we have rose, as I was describing earlier, and then it settles into a woody and patchouli dry down. Although, let me tell you, you can smell the patchouli right in the opening. The moment you pull the lid, you can smell the patchouli. Really beautiful fragrance, very feminine, very sophisticated, perfect for spring, and it smells expensive. The next spring fragrance that smells expensive, and it made it to my list, is Le Chant de Camargue by l'Artisan Parfumeur. This perfume, guys, is so stunning. It's a very unique woody floral scent with a very strong rice note. I love rice. Is one of my favorite notes in perfumery, even way before it was even a thing, before the hype and everything. But yeah, rice is absolutely stunning in perfumes. It's usually combined with sandalwood, which adds a lot of creaminess to fragrances, very subtle nuttiness that I absolutely love, and it makes the fragrances very addictive. So Le Chant de Camargue is a stunner. As I was saying, rice is the most prominent note here. It's very creamy. That creamy rice note is so noticeable. In fact, Camargue actually is a type of rice. It's red. And I'm so happy they made this fragrance with such a strong rice note, because usually when we see rice in fragrances, it's kind of mixed with vanilla or with sandalwood, and we barely smell the rice. There are very few fragrances out there where you can truly smell the rice with its beautiful creaminess and nuttiness. And I think this is one of the best fragrances. If you like rice as a note, this is one of the best fragrances you can find out there. It's very feminine, very sophisticated. It smells super duper expensive. No wonder it made it to my list today. It's really great. It's very demure, very feminine. It's effortless chic. It's soft. It's fluffy. God, it's so beautiful. The rice here provides a little bit of a powderiness. However, it's like a fluffy powderiness instead of a dry powderiness, if it makes sense. I hope it does. But yeah, it's a very fluffy, very sheer, very cottony, creamy, very addictive, totally addictive. It's very mass appealing. I had to write the name down of this fragrance quite a few times. It's really gorgeous. Another thing I love about this perfume is that it has like a zen component. I reviewed this fragrance before, and I remember saying that this perfume reminds me of a Japanese garden, like super calm, green, dewy, very just calm. When it comes to your mind, a Japanese garden, this is what the fragrance reminds me of. The next fragrance on my list today is Khol de Bahrein by Stéphane Humber Lucas. I rarely hear anyone talking about this fragrance. Honestly, I think it's one of the most underrated fragrance from the house. It's absolutely stunning, guys. You don't know what you're missing by not trying this one. This perfume exudes luxury in every drop. If I had to pick one perfume that smells truly expensive, like regal, among all of this today, I would say this one. If you want to smell expensive, you definitely need to try this one. Powdery, slightly sweet and creamy floral, very sophisticated. It truly smells divine, very sensual. It's very alluring, very intoxicating as well. It's super duper long lasting. And let me tell you, this fragrance melts in your skin. You will feel as if you're wrapped in a very expensive cashmere scarf. That's exactly how this fragrance makes me feel. Well, we all feel different things, of course. We have different perceptions, different tastes, but this fragrance has that power. It smells very luxurious, but very cozy at the same time. And it makes me feel that I'm wrapped in a very expensive cashmere scarf. Very, very beautiful. It's also slightly musky, slightly balsamic, especially in the dry down. I think the magic happens in the dry down here. It's a great fragrance for spring. I think it's a great fragrance for all year round. But honestly, I think that spring and fall is where this perfume truly blooms and works its magic. It's really, really beautiful. It's a very elegant, very glamorous amber fragrance. This perfume, guys, to me is the epitome of class, luxury, and sophistication. It is sophistication in a bottle, period. It's a modern, powdery type of scent. Sometimes I have to be careful when I say powdery or when I say certain words, because people take things too literal, and maybe they had a bad experience with a powdery fragrance or with an amber fragrance or whatever, and they kind of generalize that all powdery fragrances smell like this, all floral fragrances smell like that. There are different types of floral. You have white florals, you have purple florals. Please don't get attached to stigmas, to certain notes or certain olfactory groups, because you would be doing a disservice to yourself by excluding incredible fragrances just because they are similar to something you might have tried and you don't like. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But what I was saying is that, yes, this is a powdery fragrance, but it's a modern powdery. This is not old smelling or vintage smelling or anything like that. It's very, very refined. As I was saying, very sophisticated, nothing vintage here. Yes, it's powdery, but it's a very sheer powderiness. This perfume is extremely long lasting. It literally lasts all day on my skin. And it doesn't surprise me because it has Tolu Balsam in the base. Tolu Balsam, it's a resin. It has a balsamic, warm, rich type of scent. It's slightly sweet, slightly vanillic, slightly spicy, and the spiciness of the Tolu Balsam resembles a little bit of cinnamon. It doesn't mean that this fragrance smells like cinnamon. I'm just talking about nuances, very subtle nuances. Tolu Balsam, it's used in perfumery as a fixative to enhance lasting power. And that's probably one of the reasons why this fragrance is super long lasting. It has Tolu Balsam in the base. So whenever you see Tolu Balsam in the base notes, you can expect a very long lasting fragrance. Same thing with Peru Balsam. They're actually extracted from two different trees, but they belong to the same family. Peru Balsam is richer, it's deeper, it's smoky, and it's less sweet. And as I was saying, Tolu Balsam has like a vanillic, spicy sweetness that makes the fragrance incredibly beautiful and also addictive. It definitely has an addictive component. Every time I wear this fragrance, I can't stop smelling my wrist. Seriously, it's really, really addictive. And this perfume also has praline, another beautiful note that also provides creaminess and that addictive component that we also have from the Tolu Balsam. So yeah, this perfume is really addictive. You're definitely missing out if you haven't tried Khol de Bahrein. Try it. Ooh, again, when they have this metallic mirror type of plate, I hate. I leave my fingerprints all the time. But yeah, give it a try. Amazing, amazing perfume. Ultra feminine, very sophisticated, and very expensive smelling. And the last one, guys, for today is Gris Dior by Dior. It belongs to Dior's private line. In fact, Gris Dior is the icon, is the face of their private line. It used to be, the former name was Gris Montagne, but over the years they changed the name. God knows why, but they smell slightly different. They are not quite exactly the same. I don't know, but they don't smell identical. Some people prefer the older version. I prefer this one. I absolutely love Gris Dior. It's absolutely stunning. It's a very strong patchouli and rose combo, period. But we have citruses here, a lot of citruses and a lot of oak moss. It's a cheaper fragrance, and as a cheaper fragrance, you can expect to have patchouli, bergamot, and oak moss, and also labdanum or cis labdanum too. Here, the oak moss is very, very noticeable. It's a very dewy fragrance, very feminine, very sheer, very dewy. And despite the fact that it has patchouli, it's not dirty at all. It does have a subtle earthy component, but it's not dirty at all. It's actually very dewy. As I was saying, it reminds me of waking up in the morning and seeing, you know, the morning mist and the tiny droplets. This perfume is so sophisticated. I love it. That dewy component, it's so, so beautiful. It reminds me a lot of Paris Paris. These two, let me show you, even the color is similar. Look at the color. They're pretty similar. This one is stronger. I think the patchouli here is stronger, and that dewy component is also stronger here, but they are quite similar. They are quite similar. Both beautiful, both effortless chic. All these fragrances here are very sophisticated. They all smell very expensive, but in their very own unique way. Khol de Bahrein, for example, that one is royalty. Same as Sweet Morphine. Sweet Morphine is also very elegant. And I think among all of them, this is the most versatile. Le Chant de Camargue is very, very elegant, but I would say it's more for a little bit more formal occasions. This one and Paris Paris are more youthful, but they are completely ageless, don't get me wrong. But yeah, they smell more youthful and more, I won't say sporty, but I will wear this or Paris Paris for something maybe not that formal, especially Paris Paris. This one, Gris Dior, is a little bit more formal than Paris Paris. I think it smells more sophisticated than Paris Paris too, but they are both equally beautiful. And again, Gris Dior is stunning. I absolutely love this fragrance because I love chypre fragrances. This is a chypre front and center, undoubtedly. So how could I not like it? It's really, really beautiful. And the citruses here are very strong. Pretty strong in the opening, but they will be completely toned down after a while. Really, really beautiful fragrance. It projects very, very well. It lasts between 6 and 8 hours on my skin. To me, this one and Ambre Nuit, also from the same line, to me, these two are the longest lasting. Very beautiful fragrance for spring. It smells very expensive, very chic, very sophisticated. And if you haven't yet, try Gris Dior. Guys, this is it for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you're new here, thank you for watching until the end. If you like my content, I hope you consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit the bell button so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Guys, stay safe and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.